Give it just a minute. Hello, everyone. So excited to have you here on our Unbelievable Women show. We're just so blessed and excited to have the opportunity to be here with you all. Welcome to the Unbelievable Women show, where twice weekly you can join us, where we're going to share inspirational stories and have do some interviews with some powerful women and other people in the industry. To really just help, redirect your power, positive power into your life. And for those of you who don't know me, my name is Cristina Brunette, and I'm here with some unbelievable women. I have to tell you, from the time that we first met, these women have just become my sisters, and I just love that we have come together on a mission to really speak to, inspire, and be inspired by unbelievable women. And amazing ladies here. We have Joyce Barton and Miss Kelley Brown now. So Joyce, I'll go ahead and let you introduce yourself as well.
All right, well, hello everyone, and I'm really excited also to be here with my colleagues and business partners and unbelievable women that we are starting this fabulous show to help you connect with us and step into your power of being an unbelievable woman that we all are. It's all within us, and so we're just here to encourage you to step into that. So for those of you that don't know me, my name is Joyce Barton, and I'm a certified coach. And what I do basically is just help people lead a healthier life and into their own realization about how precious life is, and to appreciate that and to move forward with boldness. And so I'm here to share that with you on this call, or on the show, excuse me. So now let me hand it over to Kelley Brown.
Hi, thanks. Thanks, Joyce, Cristina. Can you guys see me? Because I don't see me.
Yeah, we see you.
All right. Yeah. Well, hi, my name's Kelley Brown. As you know, it used to be Kelley Moreno. That's my birth name, but I've changed it recently, and today on the show we'll talk maybe about that. That's what I said I would tell people, why I changed it. So I'm an artist and entrepreneur. I've been a very successful businesswoman at one point, and an inventor. I just love these two women, and when I first talked to Joyce on the phone, I remember it just popped into my mind that, we had so much in common, and there's so many women just like us that we needed to reach out and do something. And a couple days later, we all came together in a hotel room for the first time all together meeting, and it like Cristina said, we were instantly sisters, and we had just a goal to bring this show to you, and I feel very fortunate, and thank you.
Awesome.
Back to you, Cristina.
Awesome. Well, today we're going to go over again. I know we touched base a little bit on our first show about having a strong why, but we're going to go over and redo some of the things that we talked about. We just had some technical issues, which is fine. So you'll get to hear some of that again tonight. And it's just really important, in anything that we do in life, whether we're trying to lose weight or we're on a business venture, or we're in network marketing, to have a strong why for your foundation for success. And these women here, I believe, all have a really, really strong why, which really helps them to make them successful in anything that they do. And we'll also cover a little bit. I think Joyce will go into how you can really develop your why as well, so that you can have a strong why for your foundation for success as well. And I'll go ahead and hand it back to you, Joyce, if you want to go over and just touch base. We'll share our own personal stories again. If you want to just touch base, what your why is, and I'll go ahead and hand it back to you. Thank you.
All right, thanks, Cristina. Oh, a beautiful little daughter, I take it. Well, yeah, so just to share my story and to give you an idea what my why is all about. We're all such strong family women, and And of course, it starts when we're young children. And my why definitely began whenever I was growing up and had great influence from my father. And he, at that time, it was unusual back in the 50s and 60s for a dad to take such special interest in the family and how they lived and how they ate and, you know, all that sort of thing, to live a healthier lifestyle and to set goals. And he taught us at a really early and young age to set that as a priority. And so I grew up with that. And it was a little difficult in certain ways because it was different. Not everyone at that time was into fruits and nuts like my dad was. So it was a little different for us. But it really set a foundation, and I saw his commitment to that over the years. And it really solidified in me how important that was. And when we're talking about things here tonight is, you know, what we're going to cover are setting goals. And they're going to be short-term goals, mid-term goals, and long-term goals. And what my dad did many, many years ago was set a long-term goal that he was going to live to be 100 years old. And he is currently 98 and a half. So he's well on track to reach that goal. And if he hadn't set that goal and made it a priority in his life, he probably wouldn't have obtained that, even though he's not quite there yet, but I'm confident that he's going to make it. But he's been so very healthy his whole life, and it's influenced us as a family in different ways. And people will say to me that, oh, you're so lucky, you have such good genes, your dad has lived such a long, healthy life. And people say the same thing to him, too. But his answer to that is luck has nothing to do with it. It really is about making choices, and the right choices in your life to attain the goal that you set for yourself. He was also a really successful businessman, which he taught me all that business experience as well. So there was a lot of great influence that I had from him. But if you don't set those goals and make it important and a priority in your life, you're never going to attain it. If you're just going to plod through every day, day after day, and, you know, just hope to get through the day and be done with work and go home and, you know, be done, then there's no life and no vibrancy for you. So what we're here to do, hopefully, is to really encourage you to find deep in your heart what is your why, so that you know how to move forward through life and to make the most of your life. We only have one life, so let's make the most of it. And that's what I hope to cover tonight. And, you know, I'm so excited for you to hear Kelley's story, who's going to share next with us. She has such a beautiful story that I didn't even realize till the other day. But let me hand it over to Kelley so she can tell you her story too.
Thanks, Joyce. Okay, so the why. My why has been something that has been I've been discovering along the way. It wasn't really evident to me. It's kind of changed. I get pieces of it, and so it's coming along as I'm coming along. But so my family, it's all about family. Probably for most women, it's really about family. But my immediate family used to be my mother, my father, my husband, myself, and my son and my daughter. Well, 8 years ago, my son passed away in a car accident. And then a couple of years later, my father passed away from cancer. And just last year, my ex-husband passed away from cancer as well. So I've got a big why around nutrition, and we can talk about that some more. But back to what we have now. What I have now is my mother, myself, and my daughter, and that's my immediate family. And so then it caused me the other night when we were talking about, you know, we were going to come on the show and talk about our why, to think, and I thought about, well, my grandmothers and my great-grandmothers and all the women back from that point down to myself and my daughter, and the conditions that they lived in. We are not a wealthy family, and so my grandmother was such a nurturer. She really didn't have a lot of things to pass down because that material items weren't a part of her life. And but her love and her affection and the little things that she did for me really impacted my life. And I know that's gone down with my daughter, with her grandmother. My mother feels that way about her grandmother. So we have a real strong line of women. They're very strong women, and really, I'm so fortunate to be with them. But my why currently is that all of us, because we did not have money, none of us had we don't have a college education. My daughter is the first in our family. She's going to be graduating this year with 2 AAs and going on for her bachelor's and her master's and I hope her PhD. But that's my why. My why is to help her stay in school, and it's going to require financial assistance on my part. And so that's my why. That gets me up. That gets me doing my business. That really motivates me because we'll be changing that whole dynamic in for the better with our family from this point on. And we've had the love, we've had the nurturing, we've had the strong and powerful women, but now we're going to have a little bit more, and that gets me up. So that's my why currently. And also to be here on this show with Joyce and Cristina and whoever's watching, and what we're going to discover here, because this is going to be really cool. So back to you.
Awesome. Thank you, Kelley. That's just an amazing story. I love hearing your story again. And so just to, I'd love to share my why just a little bit too, and to really, to know what my why is as well too, is just to need to know just a little bit about me. So I'll just give you guys all a little edited version of my life. And basically, I came from very humble beginnings, just like Kelley did. We grew up. When I grew up, I was very poor. We moved from house to house. I changed schools several times. In fact, I think my family members finally got sick of us moving in with them and having to take care of us. Where we had actually lived in our car when I was about 11 years old. We lived in our car, and it was just really embarrassing for me. We drove to the state capitol with a sign on our car, literally, family in need of help. And from growing up in the type of conditions that I did, I just knew, when I did finally was able to get out on my own, that I wanted to make as much money as I could and just really get as far away from my life as I could. And I went to Alaska. How can you get any further? My first job at 19 I took was a fishing boat in Alaska, where I worked 16 hours a day, 7 days a week, for up to 3 to 4 months at a time, and I did that for several years. And worked really hard for my money, but I made quite a bit of money. I traveled, I bought anything I wanted, and really had a good life whenever I came home. But I was really working hard for what I accomplished. And, my father, actually at the age of 45, had been diagnosed with cancer. And at that point, I just had to make a decision. I really wanted to be home with him for the last few months of his life, so I quit fishing. And when I quit fishing, the money stopped coming in, it was gone. So all of that hard work, I had nothing. I had no money, left from that. And that's what happens, I think, when when we are working our everyday jobs, that money stops coming in and we have to stop for an emergency. It's no longer there for us. And shortly after I quit, I got married, I started a family, I went to work for corporate America, and worked as a recruiter. And I recruited for about another 7 or 8 years or so for the company, and had a really, worked with a really great company. In fact, if I would have stuck it out a couple more years, I would have got that gold watch. But I sat in traffic 2 to 3 hours one way just to get to work. My kids were in childcare for up to 12 hours a day, the maximum from 6 a.m. in the morning till 6 p.m. at night, because of the time that I had to sit in traffic just to get to work. And in fact, during that time, my youngest sustained a questionable head injury that caused a concussion, and thank goodness, he is okay today. But it could have even been more serious. And from that point forward, I did end up cutting my hours. I still, I really didn't want to go back to work, but unfortunately, at that point, I was bringing some kind of income, so I went part-time. And then, after my third child, my husband was making great money at that point, and I decided to stay home with my children. Did everything that we thought we needed to ahead of time. We had our 6 months of living expenses in our bank account, and then my husband, he broke both of his legs in a motorcycle accident, and I now had a newborn, a 1-year-old and a 2-year-old, and a husband with 2 broken legs. And our 6 months of living expenses was not enough to keep us going, and we lost our house, and had to start over. So really, my why is just to be able to provide a life for my children that I didn't have when I was growing up. So, when my 6-year-old daughter comes and asks me, when we are going to Disneyland, I can tell her the tickets are already bought. And, I don't have to be out of the home. I can be home with my children and not have to depend on somebody else to raise them. And worry about their safety while I'm away at work, and I can be there for them at sporting events and field trips. And just to know that, when I do work hard and I'm putting long hours into this, and I'm building a residual income that'll continue to pay me for a lifetime, so that it will be there for me when the unexpected emergencies come up, like, medical accidents and husbands with broken legs in motorcycle accidents, or serious illnesses in the family. And love that I'm in an industry where you can build that income and have that coming in to help, protect you in times when you need it. And just to be able to help people, to have that time to go out and help people and get involved in charities that really mean a lot to me, because anything that has to do with, because homelessness has really affected my life so much that it's, those types of charities are important to me. I've worked with one called Birthday Dreams that helps to provide children, homeless children, with birthday parties, because most of these moms don't even tell their children when their birthday is, and because they just can't afford to do it. They can't even make them a cake or anything, so they don't even want to tell them their birthday. And so I love that this charity does that, and and give back to other charities that we're involved with too. Be the kids and help with them as well. It helps feed, clothe, and educate children, and just to really have worthwhile work, and where it allows me to contribute to others and to have an impact on others' lives, and to really continue to grow and create and expand. And when you have worthwhile work, your time off is just to rest. So, I can get back to what I love doing, which is creating, building, and growing. And most people have it really backwards. And they work more just so that they can rest. And, I rest really only so I can work more, because I love what it is that I do. And your work takes such a huge part of your life. You should love what you're doing. And if you're, enjoying your time off more than you're enjoying your time on, I think that's really something you need to think about here. And so, my why is just to be able to, that's really my why as a whole. I mean, I could go into a lot more detail, but that's basically what my why is, to be able to have worthwhile work and provide for my family and give back to my community for things that mean to me. So I'll go ahead and I'll take it back to you, Joyce.
All right. Well, thank you, Cristina. Wow, that was that was inspirational to share with us, and it really brought other stories to mind for me too, and I'm sure it did for a lot of other people as well. you know, I mentioned that my father, and I know this is the Unbelievable Women call, but my dad had 4 girls, okay? So he raised 4 women to become unbelievable women in our own right. And so that's really inspirational there as well. But I remember the businesses that we were in, you know, and it was a restaurant business, and I loved it. It was fun and everything, for the most part. But we were held to that particular business. And then the business that I had with my ex-husband was a school business, and that was kind of fun too in a way. You know, I enjoyed it. But yet again, there I was held to that brick and mortar business, and there's no time to enjoy life as much. And now I see my daughter in her business that she has, and she's feeling the same way too. She feels, you know, held down, like you were saying. You know, you want to be able to enjoy what you're doing for your work, and you know, you want it to be the light within you. So whenever we are working towards any goal that we have in life, whether it's our personal goals as far as what we're eating, our business goals, and in our career and our life and what we want to create, we have to set really thinking hard why we're doing things for ourselves, you know, and make that your reason why. And what you want to do is write it down. Write something down, it really the world. And I do have a handout that I'm still not quite sure if it's available through the Google Hangouts for others to download and put that out, and just fill in your reasons. So you want to set some measurable goals, and they can be short-term, mid-term, long-term goals. Set 3 different ranges of goals for yourself. Like, for example, I'm for traveling because my job doesn't hold me down so much anymore. I'm traveling now in Pittsburgh, and my short-term goals for this week were to meet with a few people and to salsa dancing in. So, that's a short-term goal. Of course, my long-term goals are much different. So, but you want to set these goals so that whenever you achieve that goal, because I know a lot of people, they can't even get out and go enjoy themselves. You know, they feel trapped. So even short-term goals is spend time with your girlfriends, or spend time doing your hobby or whatever it might be. And then also set your more important and financially strong long-term goals. And then once you do that, you want to set some anchors that are going to help you hold that true to your heart while you're doing those things. And they're reminders. When you have an anchor, it's a reminder of why, you know, so that whenever you hear that song, or have a little post-it note up in the bathroom or wherever you are, so that you say, okay, yeah, that's right, that's my goal. I got to stay tight with that and move forward with that. And then you got to start clearing out all the clutter that's been in your world for probably way too long. All those bad influences and noise that's coming in and keeping you stuck where you are. Start to clear that away and let that go. Just release it and bring in the more positive, more directional goals that you have, so that you stay anchored to those whys, so that you can provide for your family, so that you can, you know, see your daughter, like Kelley shared. She wants to make sure that her daughter can achieve her goals. You know, that becomes our why as women. So make those written down goals. We forget to do that for ourselves, and it's important to do that. Write it down, put it in front of you, and stay true to it. So I'll hand it back to Kelley or Cristina, whoever wants to pick up on that.
Hey, I want to make a couple of comments, and these are more technical. So, Cristina, you said I was breaking up. Am I breaking up now?
No, you're not breaking up now.
I wonder if I have to be closer to the microphone.
I'm not sure what it is. It could just be regular internet issues, and I'm sure we're going to have a few of these that we'll have to work through with this format. Because it is internet and we're all working with different areas, so we'll have that every once in a while, but it seems to have cleared up now.
Okay.
So, okay.
So let's see. Talking about the why. My daughter. So yeah, my goals. The reason for my goals, obviously, my goals are not just Megan, but I achieve my goals so that I can. She's my why. She will be that reason I keep going when I get like, oh, I'm not going to do this. I'm tired. I have other things I want to do. I just have to remind myself of that, of Megan and what I'm doing and why I'm doing it. So that's why I think we need those whys to push us through those moments that are really tough. Um, I think last time I talked a little bit about my mother. My mom is such a rock. She went to a job that she did not like. She did it forever, from the time I was born until she retired. And she's got a great retirement, but she hated her job. And quite frankly, it made her a little miserable to be around a lot. But and I just feel so spoiled sometimes, but it's not in my nature to do that. I'm such an entrepreneur, and I just love enjoying life. I always have from a child until now. I did actually lose um, my zest for life when my son passed away. I was always a dreamer. I always thought I could achieve anything and everything, and I think I did it just because I didn't know I couldn't do it. But when Ian died, I just lost my beliefs and my joy and my dreams. I wasn't dreaming anymore. And it took someone else, actually it took a couple other people, but it actually took someone else to believe in me more than I believed in myself for a little while to bring me back. And I think that that's what we're going to end up doing for some of the women that we come in contact with. If you're a woman that maybe needs someone else to believe for you for a little while, let us do that for you. That's what we're here for, to uplift you and empower. Thanks. Back to someone else. Christina.
Thank you, Kelley. Yeah, that's awesome. Definitely, if you're someone that needs some uplifting, we're here for you. Reach out to us. Reach out to the person that sent you to this show. We're here to uplift you and be that to help you focus on really where you're going to and not what it is that you're going through. And when we focus on that, it just really becomes more powerful when you focus on where it is you're going to. And when you have your why and you know your why, you can really focus on that and make that your mission statement and start, really just obsessing about your dream and where you want to go and start taking action on it. The foundation for success is to have a really strong why, but until you take action on it, it's not going to get anywhere. So using some of the things that Joyce is talking about and writing your goals down and having a system in place, knowing what direction you're going are things that are really important as well too. You have a 95% greater chance of achieving your desired goals just by writing them down. And studies have shown that really only 3 to 5% of the people in the world write down what they actually want. And once you really understand this, you'll realize that there is really no coincidence that only 3% of the world's population controls 97% of the world's wealth. So write down your dreams and your goals and have them in vivid detail so that you can really begin to visualize and imagine where it is that you want to go and focus on that and make that your focus. Live your life in the way that you want it to be and focus on that and focus on where you're going to and not what it is that you're going through. And we're at the 6 o'clock mark here, or 9 o'clock mark there for Eastern. Is there anyone else? Did you guys want to add anything before I close out the show?
I want to say something. Joyce, wherever you are, that is so beautiful back there.
It is beautiful, Joyce.
Where is that?
That's That is downtown Pittsburgh. I'm in Pittsburgh this
Wow.
week. That's fantastic.
Yes,
Very
it is.
So this is the view from the top of Mount Washington in Pittsburgh. I'm not sure how well you can see it all, but
It's
um,
beautiful.
yeah, beautiful city. And this is where some other friends that we both know live. And I hope to be able to
So you're
volunteer.
doing the hangout from your phone?
Doing it from my phone.
Wow. Cool.
awesome.
So that we can do all this.
Yeah, it's awesome that we can do this, from our phone or from anywhere, and just be able to reach out to people all over the world. And so, I just want to close out the show by giving you all really an action step today. And what is your why? Really think about it, write it down, use the tools that we're going to provide you via our Facebook group or on Google Hangouts, the Google link there, and use those tools to really develop your why and know what it is. And post it in our Facebook group. Share it with us on Facebook or Twitter. You can use hashtag Unbelievable Women. Thank you so much again for joining us tonight, and it was an honor and a privilege that you would
I'm
have.
off in 5 minutes.
And if you really enjoyed this message tonight, and you know someone else that can benefit from a positive message, join us live again on Monday at 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern. We do this twice weekly. And you don't want to miss our next show. We're going to talk, go into more, inspirational stories, or maybe possibly have a special guest on. You can follow us, like I said, on Facebook or Twitter. Use hashtag Unbelievable Women, and you can also sign up for our email list to just stay connected. And I just want to say, also, in life, most people really desire and need a vehicle that can get them from point A to point D and B. And in business, you need to have a vehicle that can really help you get you to your dreams. And we do have a vehicle here, and if you're really interested in working with any of us, please get back to the person that referred you to this show, and we can help you with that. And have an unbelievable week. And we'll see you next Monday at 10 a.m. Pacific, 1 p.m. Eastern. Thank you so much, guys.
Night, everyone. Good night, Maureen. Sorry. See you soon.
See you.
Bye,
Bye.
guys. Girls, ladies.